right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Check out Pig in a Pickle. 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go get some barbecue. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Tell them that Larry Krueger sent you. All right, the Niners are going to the Super Bowl, and let's do some takeaways from the game. I had a chance to rewatch it this morning and go through it a little bit. And here are just 6 of my quick thoughts on the game. Number 1, man, this Detroit Lions team is coming. It reminds me so much of the 84 Bears, who were just incredible by 1985. The Lions are real, and what tremendous talent they have accumulated there. Their general manager is doing a really nice job. And, they were a year ahead of schedule this year. And yet they were 22-7 in their previous 29. So now they're 22-8 in their last 30 games. That's a really good record. And they're coming. They're absolutely coming. But they're not there yet. And it's not a complete football team. And so, give you an example. This last draft, they found all kinds of guys. When you think about it, they did an incredible job this last year at drafting rookies, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, just tremendous players. Brian Branch is one of the best nickelbacks in the game. He's fantastic. Aiden Hutchinson, what a star he is from the 2022 draft. They've got Jahmyr Gibbs, superstar running back, going to be really good. Laporta, as good as any tight end in the game. Really, really good players. They just have a Jameson Williams is going to be a terrific player. Almost all of their players, their top tier players, are young and getting better. So Detroit's coming. Now, their D-line only has Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, and Josh Paschal, and Kaminsky, and Benito Jones, and Tyson Alualu. These guys are just guys. Wait until they get another D lineman or two to go with Hutchinson. And then Anzalone and Barnes are decent on the second level. Jack Campbell, decent linebackers. Wait till they get another linebacker with speed. Wait until they get a couple corners that can really cover to go with their safety tandem of Gardner Johnson and Kirby Joseph and Melon Fonwu. So, Brian Branch is a great nickelback, but this team is one more draft away. And if you look at what they've done the last couple of years in the draft, they're getting 4 and 5 really good college players in the draft each of the last couple of years. So if they do that same thing this year, come April, watch out for Detroit, man. Detroit in next year is going, with a good off season, Detroit is going to be really scary. In some ways, they're scarier than Green Bay. Green Bay's got the quarterback, where Detroit, depending how you feel about Jared Goff, may need to upgrade there, maybe not. We'll see. But Detroit's got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a star running back. And David Montgomery's a great compliment. And Laporta, I think, is the best young tight end in the game. And Amon-Ra is one of the best young receivers in the game. And Jameson Williams is a true, 4-2, 4-3 burner. And Aiden Hutchinson's as good a rush end as you're going to find in this league, especially as a young guy. And then Brian Branch is a truly great nickel guy, smart, tough, accountable, really good. So they're striking the right chord. They're going out, they're getting some, obviously they've had some high picks because they've been bad. They won't have as many high picks, but they are coming. And once they add a couple more pieces to their defense, watch out. They got all those weapons. You change your team the most when you change the quarterback. You change your team the second most when you change the guys who touch the football. And now, look what they did. Just the guys who touch the football. Gibbs, Montgomery, Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. Those are their 5 eligibles. As long as Goff continues to play, efficient football, I don't know if you can win it all with Goff because there's no lateral agility there. There's no side-to-side movement ability. So if you rush him in the A gap, how does he counter it? But man, their weapons are so special, and their offensive line's terrific. They got 3/5 of their line could be like headed to Canton someday. So, Detroit's coming. Takeaway number one from last night: Detroit's coming, and they are a couple of defensive players on the back end away from being the. I'm not saying they're going to be the 85 Bears, but they are going to be heard from in the NFC for years to come because their offensive weaponry are amazing. And Brad Holmes is doing an amazing job as a personnel guy. So, I heard Dan Campbell say we may never get back here. Well, that's true because injuries and luck and everything else that goes into it. But man, they've got an exciting young core of players. That was takeaway number one. Takeaway number two: Brock Purdy really showed that his greatest trait last night is his competitiveness. It's like he badly wanted that thing. And he took off and he ran and he put his body in harm's way and he scrambled, and he's got pretty good scrambling ability. He's not the biggest guy, so he can't scramble all year, every single week. He's got to save that for special occasions. But man, with the money on the table and the game hanging in the balance, this guy rises to the occasion. We've seen it now 2 weeks in a row. He's won every playoff game that he's ever started and finished. He's just really good. He's really good. What can you say? To me, the number one trait, he's smart and he's athletic and he's got quick feet and better quickness than you would ever think, but it's his competitiveness. And if you say what really separates the best from the very good, it's that insane competitive fire. And most quarterbacks, I would imagine, have it. That's how they got to be quarterbacks. But the very, very, very best of them have this insane competitive fire. Montana had it. What was Joe's greatest trait? He had underrated athleticism. His underrated trait was his competitiveness. He needed to win. He lived to win. Same thing could be said about Tom Brady. He needed to win, had to win. And you can say the exact same thing about Brock Purdy. And that, to me, is the most exciting attribute of Brock Purdy. Is he smart? Yeah. Is he athletic? Yeah. Is he humble? Is he a great leader? Does he inspire you to play hard for him? If you're, playing on his team, I'm sure he does. But he is an elite competitor. And watching him scramble with the game on the line, putting himself in harm's way, just told me everything that I already knew, but just kind of reconfirmed it. This guy's greatest strength is he is a ridiculous competitor, and he's going to go out there and compete. There are bigger guys, stronger arms, faster. There's all kinds of better, guys with better tangibles, but his intangibles are off the charts. And his number one thing is he's just a crazy, sick competitor. And I love that. I love that about the guy. Absolutely do. All right, take number three. The Niners badly need defensive line help this offseason. My goodness. Chase Young, not giving you a lot. Kinlaw is having his best year, but he's a free agent. Randy Gregory's a free agent. Sebastian Joseph Day's a free agent. Cleveland Farrell's a free agent. Kevin Givens is a free agent. Eric Armstead is a little long in the tooth. Hargrave is getting paid a lot. He's not delivering a lot. The Niners badly need more D linemen, and damn good ones at that. So they're going to have to redo their whole D line this offseason. They have to bring in a bunch of bodies, and they better be good players. I think Chris is a good coach, but it's all about your players. And I like the wide nine scheme. You have people questioning it, but to me, they're just not getting home. Hargrave's had a couple good games. Armstead's been generally their best guy. Bosa has been coming on as of late. Beal's super raw. And Chase Young and Randy Gregory have not done a whole lot recently. Kinlaw will give you some bull rush. Kevin Givens will give you a little movement ability. They need D-line help badly. They really do. That's got to be a major theme of the offseason. Takeaway number 4. Good thing the Niners went with Jair Brown instead of Logan Ryan. If they didn't go with Jair Brown instead of Logan Ryan, they don't win that game. Brown had 10 tackles. He was incredibly physical. He saved the day. 5 solo tackles. Jair Brown is nice, and him and Hufanga are going to make a nice tandem. But thank God they went with Jair Brown. I mean, they would not still be playing if they went with Logan Ryan. I mean, they went with Jair Brown. He was much better against the run than Ryan is, and yet still Montgomery and Gibbs ran wild on him. But Brown at least stepped up and hit. That was takeaway number 4. Takeaway number 5, man, Brandon Aiyuk with one of the greatest catches in the history of the franchise, and then made a huge clutch catch in the end zone a few plays later to convert it to 6. It was absolutely huge. You couldn't settle for the field goal there. You had to have the touchdown, and they got it. And Aiyuk, though, Aiyuk's had 4 targets in the red zone all year, and it's kind of a deceiving stat. But man, what a player he is. What a player he is. He's strong. He's tough. He'll go across the middle. He's got separation ability, a huge catch radius, huge, strong hands. And that play that he made on the 51-yarder, beautiful. One of the greatest plays in Niner history. And the 6th takeaway is, man, the Niner inside duo of Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner. This is nothing new, but those guys are absolute warriors. Absolute warriors. Greenlaw played with a stinger. The duo combined for 20 tackles, 12 of them solo. The Niners are not a good run D, but it ain't because of those 2 guys. Those guys are playing at a really, really high level. They're just not getting enough help. Man, Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, if the Niners win the Super Bowl, one of those guys is probably going to be, Warner's going to have to shut down Kelsey. Greenlaw's going to have to do an incredible job against Pacheco. They're going to be tough matchups. Niners have a chance to beat Kansas City, and one of the major reasons they have a chance is because of Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner. Those guys, absolutely special right now. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.